Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. We're so glad that you could join us for the 10 TV Weather Impact Show. I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo, and actually with your fabulous traffic anchor here joining me this morning.
I love to see it. This is my third one. I'm like numbering every single Impact Show that I'm doing, and I love doing
Bree Albizu, right?
Brianna Albizu.
Albizu. I got to get used to
We'll
that
get used
part.
to it. It's Albizu or Albizu. I'll take either. I'll answer. That's
well,
the biggest
she's
thing.
here today, keeping an eye on the roads, of course, for us every morning. But you know, with the weather coming up, yesterday was so nice, and today
it was great.
Not so much.
I know. We were talking about it earlier. We had a nice little walk outside, got a little tan with the sun, and yeah, kind of different story today.
Not a good patio lunch kind of day, that's for sure.
Yeah. But rain had to come sometime, right?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So our weather impact that we're focusing on as we go into your Tuesday afternoon, going to be for some rain showers. Now, starting off in the south, we saw that this morning and moving across the region. So what is the 10 weather impact for us? That's going to be the showers and a few storms possible for today and then the first half of your Wednesday. But I can tell you, though, as we go into the weekend, it is going to be significantly warmer. And that's just in time for the Memorial Tournament, which makes me so happy. But as we take a look across the next 12 hours, you can see that the highs of the day, well, sitting in the low 60s. It's going to be a struggle to really go any warmer. And then as we go into the second half of your day today, we are going to see those upper 50s. So let me walk you through hour by hour what our afternoon forecast looks like. If you haven't had showers yet, there are more that will move in. And you can see it's not going to be as widespread as we initially thought it was going to be for us. In fact, we'll have some little snippets here of rain that come through. This is 3 o'clock, so when the kids are getting out of school, maybe you're heading home from work a little bit early, definitely good to have that umbrella handy in the car. Now, as we go past that 5 o'clock hour, a lot of people commuting home from work. For our northern and our westernmost counties, you can see here, we are looking at having a little bit more widespread rain, developing more as we go into 8 o'clock. Now, for Columbus, this is looking to move through pretty quickly, and mainly, again, our northern counties as you head towards Mansfield on 71, out toward Marion, Bellefontaine, even Coshocton and Zanesville getting some rain. But this is different than 24 hours ago. It looks like that storm system will trek more to the east, which would take that rain with it and then leave more isolated showers as we go into the commute for Wednesday morning. So I know we had initially issued a weather impact day. However, that's why we keep a close eye on the forecast, because when things shift like this, the threat goes down, and there's no need to, there's needs to be worried, let me be honest, because if we have slick roads, you want to take it easy, but we're not looking at that extremely heavy rain, which we were anticipating, which could brought an inch of rain or more in some spots. But then as we go into your Wednesday morning, again, cloudy skies out there, but the rain chances have significantly dropped for us. And then going into the afternoon, we could have some quick passing showers for our northernmost counties, but by Wednesday evening, you can see things really clear out for us. And then we go into Thursday morning looking with a lot more sunshine for us. Here's your Memorial Tournament forecast as of right now. You can see Thursday actually looking to be the best day as we kick things off. Now for Friday and Saturday, we are concerned about having some showers, maybe isolated thunderstorms in the afternoon. We're still working really hard to track that forecast. And then as we look at the extended, you could see the big story becomes the temperatures really starting to rise. High pressure building back in, and as we go into the beginning of the week, we're looking at 80s. And you know, some of the earlier models, I always don't like to go too far out, but I did take a peek, and if things continue to stay dry, we could be up into the 80s, maybe close to 90.
I know you told me that.
I know. The pools need to get open.
I mean, going from the cold that we experienced kind of last week, the little chill, and then kind of going into 90s, I mean, I'm not mad at it.
No?
It is the official start of summer, right?
Well, unofficial, but we will make it official, right? Especially with the weather forecast like that.
Exactly. And then travel season unofficially as well. We're entering that. So those trips, though, could get expensive, but we did find some ways that you can save.
Cool.
So this is pretty good. According to airfare tracking site Hopper, there are 4 easy ways to keep some spending money in your pocket. 1, shift your trip, avoiding Friday and Saturday night hotel stays. That's a really good one. Delay your departure to later in the summer.
Good one.
Flying midweek can cut airfare by up to 20%. That's also a great one.
Is a good one.
And follow the deal, not the destination.
If you're trying to schedule an international or domestic trip on a budget this year, flexibility is the key way that you're going to maximize that budget.
All about saving the money. You may also
I
be able to save if you're heading to a big city by waiting to book your hotels until you're 24 to about 48 hours out. This
Really?
is especially true. I know, right? This is all new information. This is especially true during long holiday weekends in the summer because many residents end up leaving town. Yeah, you wouldn't think that.
I would have not thought that, but that is a good tip. And yeah, hopefully that's able to help you. But we also like to have a featured video of the day. And finally, this is insane. You have to see this video. Parts of the southeast of Australia are now dealing with sights like this.
Wow.
A dust storm. I know. It looks literally like an apocalyptic scene, but this was a dust storm that whipped across the area, creating this ominous sight. Now, the Bureau of Meteorology, very similar to our National Weather Service office, issued a severe weather warning for the region because wind gusts were reaching, get this, nearly 80 miles per hour. That's severe thunderstorm gusts. That's more strength than a Category 1 hurricane sustained winds. Here's the problem. It's not letting up, and these dusty conditions are actually expected to stay there this entire week.
I did not think Australia could get like that.
It's crazy.
Thought, I mean, I used to work in New Mexico. It kind of gets like that. The dust storms out there are crazy, but I'm like, Australia?
I know.
They've been dealing with a lot too.
And you know, you don't typically think of dust storms, but if you think as we were in last month, remember that dust storm that we had that went, actually no, earlier this month, we're not into June just yet, there was that dust storm that went through the Chicagoland area. Very similar. They had very strong gusts. They had to issue 4 dust storm warnings. And it's very rare to get a dust storm warning for the Chicago Metro.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't think that happened there either.
Well, what happened was the winds came across, I wish I had video of this for you, but the winds came across the dry farmland of central Illinois. Picked it up with the thunderstorm updrafts, and then you had this wall of dust that came through there. The last time we had a dust storm of that magnitude was actually back in the Dust Bowl in the 1930s.
Whoa.
So almost a century later, we had a storm like that.
Wow.
100-year storm, right?
That's insane. The more you know.
And everyone thankfully was doing good. But,
Yeah.
you know, a little fun fact there for you. Bree, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that is it for your weather update here on 10 TV Plus. But coming up later tonight at 6, Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz will be in. He'll have the latest update on the track of the rain and also looking ahead to the Memorial Tournament. But until then, you can catch more on news, weather, traffic, everything you need to know online at 10tv.com. So have a great afternoon.
Bye.